Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to DCS Every Click. Today we're going to go through DCS onboarding. Without further ado, here we go. We have two assumptions in this video. You know what DCS is and you want to play DCS. If those two things are correct, you're in the right spot. If those two things are not correct, you should reconsider. This video is for everyone, new, returning, and salty, crusty DCS players. We're going to walk through every click of the download process here. We are on the DCS homepage website, digitalcombatsimulator.com. We're going to click Downloads at the top of the screen. We're going to click Download on DCS World 2.9, the orange button. And then we're going to actually download the installer by clicking Download once again. I know we had to click Download 3 times there, guys, but we do what we have to do. And of course, you'll need to run the installer once you've downloaded it. If you insist on installing through Steam, just going to open up Steam, type in DCS, and there it is, DCS World Steam Edition. Guys, please note that these are two different versions of the game. If you buy planes or terrains on the Steam Edition, they do not transfer to the standalone, and vice versa. Now, everyone might be thinking, well, it's that simple. We've downloaded the game. This is where we click Launch DCS, and we're done, right? Well, I wish it were that simple, but DCS is a little more complicated. So let's get into the things that we might want to consider before we play. We're going to talk about hardware. We're going to talk about software before we actually start up and play the game. When we talk about hardware, we're talking about peripherals or anything that we plug into our computer. For DCS, we're going to consider joysticks, button boxes, throttles, controllers, or for a heathen, mouse and keyboard. We're also going to talk about VR and head tracking. More specifically in hardware, let's refer to Figure 1, the price and realism matrix. As you can see, there's a distinct pattern. The more money we spend, the more realism factor is achieved on average. If you see the note in the bottom left of the screen, if building a full sim pit, the y-axis of the matrix may need to be adjusted accordingly. To put it in simple terms, we're going to spend more money if we want to build a full simulation pit. However, for beginners and even more advanced players, $1,000 is a great budget for a top-end setup. We can achieve a very realistic setup with $1,000 or less, especially if we're considering buying used. And we're going to get into specific products here in a moment. And please note, guys, for the realism factor, not everyone wants to play on a realism 10 factor. There are certainly casual DCS players who are playing with a Xbox or PlayStation controller, and that's all. And they're very happy with that. Talking more specifically about hardware, I recommend 3 main companies. I recommend VKB, Virpil, and Thrustmaster to people and my friends. There are many other options for buying hardware to play DCS with. Wind Control, which is formerly known as WinWig, Vicom, Satec, Moza, and we could go on and on. But these 3 main companies, VKB, Virpil, and Thrustmaster, those would be my go-tos for any joystick, throttle, accessory panel, rudder pedal, collective, any other high-quality flight simulation hardware I need. I'm looking at these 3 companies personally. I put a little blurb for each company on the screen. You can read through those on your own. VKB, Virpil, and Thrustmaster, those are the highest quality that you'll see. The virtual reality versus head tracking debate is eternal. There will forever be people on Reddit and YouTube arguing over this. To keep it simple, guys, if you want to spend more money for a more realistic and immersive experience, just go with VR. I play on a Meta Quest 3. I highly, highly recommend it. There are other options as well, including Pimax, the HP Reverb, and Pico. For head tracking, it's a simpler, less fatiguing setup, which can still be extremely accurate in tracking your head's position. TrackIR is the name brand in the business, but I have also used OpenTrack, which is a free open source program, which I highly recommend if you're just getting into DCS and need a head tracking solution. There are also DIY tutorials all over the internet on how to make your own head tracking setup, and you can always look into that as needed. Now that we've gone and spent all of our money on some nice, shiny new hardware, we're going to need some software to get everything we just bought up and running. So here we go. We're going to go with a quick rundown of some of the software we might need. Obviously, we've already downloaded the game. That's number one. Number two would be our preset controller software. We're going to need some firmware, some software for each controller that we've bought. VKB will have their own software. Purple will have their own software. Thrustmaster will have their own software, and so on. You'll have to go to each company's website to make sure you have the correct software. Moving on to panel 3, if we have any custom controllers or DIY controllers, we're going to want to set those up through some software such as Arduino. It's very intuitive and a fun project if you're looking for a way to spend some of your free time. It's building a custom controller of your own. Moving on to panel 4, we're going to need our VR or head tracking software. So we'll need to download OpenTrack or our VR software as needed. Panel 5 is mission software we might want to consider in order to improve our mission making capabilities. I highly recommend DCS Liberation or DCS Retribution, which is a fork of Liberation. They are very easy to use and will highly improve your mission making capabilities in both single and multiplayer. Moving on to panel 6, we may want a kneeboard while playing in VR or with head tracking in order to closely keep an eye on our mission's details. I highly recommend Open Kneeboard for the task. It is once again a free and open source project available to download. Panels 7 and 8 are totally optional. If you want to improve your DCS experience, we have TacView and SRS, two additional programs that can help you replay your missions in order to get better at flying. And SRS, Simple Radio Standalone, is a product to improve your radio communications. I have not showed SRS yet on the channel, but plan to do so in the future. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more DCS Every Click coming soon, and we'll see you next time.